Yeah, come and take a look at the snow. Bright white as far as your eyesight goes. Come and take a look at the fields of snow. I'll just get my coat, then we're good to go. Come and take a look at the lake. Let's have a quick skate before it gets late. Come and take a look at the frozen lake. Put your clothes on, mate, don't make that mistake. Happy Christmas.
Greetings, holiday shoppers. There are now 157 shopping days left until Christmas, and I think you know what that means. That means it's time for another episode of Christmas Creeps, your one-stop shop for holiday movies and TV shows all year round. Hi, my name is Joseph Wade. I will be your host for this evening. Here with me tonight on our 100th episode is Johnny Five, the human robot.
Oh, hey, what's up? Didn't see you there.
John, we've been on the call for half an hour.
I know, but I didn't see you there.
Well, that's the magic of Discord. Also joining us is Karen Five, back from a long hiatus. Karen, what's going on?
Hey, not much. Just chilling here in quarantine, guys.
I know, right? It's still happening. This world we've fallen into is still here. I hate it.
Yeah.
And of course, last but not least, is Mr. Bradford.
That's what I like to call a cold open.
No.
It's going to be that kind of show, isn't it?
Oh, boy.
It's going to be that kind of a show, isn't it? Oh.
It is.
There we go. So yeah, this is our official 100th episode, which is amazing to me because we've been doing this for 5.5 years.
That's fucked up. Really?
Yeah, most podcasts get to 100 in like 2 years, but because we decided to go 3 weeks between episodes, it's taken us a while.
Hey, motherfucker, you can't rush greatness.
It's a choice.
It is about the journey, not the destination. We've slowly lurched our way to 100 episodes, and that's how we like it.
Also, we've got those things called stocking stuffers that really throw one more monkey wrench into the journey to 100 every single time. And whose fault is that? It's my fault.
I'll let you take the blame for that one.
Everything tonight is my fault. Like, the whole show is my fault.
God damn it, Joe.
Let's not dwell on that.
Look what you did, you little jerk.
I know. But I'm so excited to be here because it's finally happening. We've done 100 of these shows, and
boy, are my arms tired.
So tonight on the show, for our 100th episode, we decided it was time to pull out one of the big guns, one of the Christmas movies that everyone knows and everyone loves, one of the movies we've been saving for a good time. It's got Jon Favreau. It's got Faison Love. That's right, ladies and gentlemen.
We already watched Iron Man 3. What are you talking about?
It's time to talk about the 2000 Keanu Reeves football comedy, The Replacements.
Whoa.
Wait, I watched The Replacements. Did you guys not watch The Replacements?
I watched The Replacement Killers.
Oh, no. We did it again, guys.
I listened to The Replacements.
Has anybody else seen The Replacements at all
I have
lately?
not.
Ever? Okay.
What is The Replacements?
Also, until tonight, I had never seen the movie we actually watched.
Is The
Whoa.
Replacements the Keanu Reeves football movie?
Yes, I literally just said that.
I was not paying attention. And yes, I have seen the Keanu Reeves football movie, but it's been 150 years since I have.
It's been 84 years.
The one where the 7-Up guy gets his football teammates to sing I Will Survive in a Jail Cell? Yeah, it's a good time. I enjoy it. And also, there's no Christmas in it at all, except for the fact that it has Jon Favreau and Faison Love. Which
Do you mean the 7-Up guy, like the little, like, dot?
No, not...
This is a cool
Has a
spot.
name, you racist. Yeah, cool spot.
Orlando Jones is many things, but a cool spot he is not.
Welcome to Ding #1 video game chat.
Oh, hell yeah.
Did anybody play Cool Spot back in the day? Or
Oh,
chat?
yeah.
Or
Yeah,
chat?
I
No.
remember having played it on Game Boy.
I rented it from the
wow.
video store several times.
Holy shit.
I've been doing a deep dive into Game Boy sort of recaps on YouTube. That's what I do while I'm multitasking. And if licensed SNES games were dire, the Game Boy conversions are so much worse. And I feel for you, John.
Wow.
This is what Brad does when while he watches his baby sleep.
Right, exactly. These are good baby videos.
You know the Dilbert videos that C-Boy RD made on YouTube? Like the Dilbert I want you to wear this bolo tie ones?
Yeah, the
NFL.com.
Go to
Yeah.
www.nfl.com and just
Check it out.
Check it out.
I think he deleted a lot of his YouTube stuff, but he had a video that was Let's Play of Shrek.
Oh, fuck, I love that video.
It was him playing Shrek on the GBA, not giving any commentary at all, just being like, "Oh yeah, come on, good, yeah."
Sometimes I still go look at the why is Shrek piss #Italiano tweet.
Hell yeah. I love that that's still on Twitter.
It's so good. It's the best.
Hey,
I find myself saying Iraqi Kurd were regarded as strongest policemen way more often than any one person should.
Jesus Christ.
hey, you guys, speaking of movies that have Game Boy Advance games, let's talk about the Jon Favreau Phase on Love movie, Elf.
Okay.
That movie.
Yeah, that one.
The thing we're nominally supposed to be here talking about tonight.
I guess.
I mean, this is a movie that I feel like if there's any new movie that's become like a Christmas classic in the last 20 years, this is the one, right?
Yeah. I have
for better and for worse.
I was actually telling John when we were watching this, a friend of mine actually cites Elf as one of her favorite movies of all time.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, she was also probably about 10 when it came out. So
I mean, that's
a little
fair.
bit younger than us.
That also seems like the kind of question they'd put on like an employee personality test.
Oh my
Right?
god. So, to pull back the curtain a little bit, we have that, and when new people come on in our company, on our little company like social media message board or whatever, it automatically posts their favorite vacation spot and their favorite movie. And man, these answers
Oh my
are
god.
so basic.
I was about to ask how basic they were.
The most basic.
Oh boy.
I mean,
You just get someone who says both their answers are just the beach.
yeah, so many Godfathers, so many Shawshank Redemptions, and yes, for vacation, more than
Outer Banks.
half of them are the beach or the mountains.
Yeah.
Favorite vacation spot, the beach. Favorite movie, the beach.
The beach. Oh man, it's
Favorite novel, On the Beach. Favorite vacation spot, On the Beach.
Other favorite movie, Beaches.
I'm not one to decry anybody's faves, but the answers are just it's so stereotypically basic. It's crazy.
I honestly can't tell you why I've seen the movie The Beach. It came out when I was in high school. I've watched it when I was in high school, but it's not a movie I would go and see in high school because
I don't even know what it's about.
Is it
It's a DiCaprio Danny Boyle movie.
Is it one of
Okay.
those movies when you're in high school that you just go to be with other people, like you go with your friends? I got dragged to so many movies I didn't want to see when I was in high school.
Like the time I went to see Old School with like my older brother and his college friends when I was in like 9th grade.
It must have been like we had I guess it was probably we had a free trial of like Showtime or Cinemax when digital cable first came out, and it just was on because it was about at that time. That's the best reason I can think of.
Gotcha.
The one thing I miss about having TV like that is having all those stupid ass like encore movie channels.
What are you like watching Cinemax for if not to watch like softcore porn though?
Skinamax.
for
Yeah.
new releases? That's what Cinemax is for. New releases and softcore porn.
I mean, it's a business model. It's basically like Family Video, the channel. Except they have hardcore as well.
And listen, the only reason you upgrade to HBO is if every once in a while you also want to watch Home Alone.
Yeah.
Because HBO's business model is basically, new releases and softcore porn, but also just Home Alone.
Well, the softcore porn has like a higher production value.
It's true. Yeah, they have the extra money to make it really sing.
Right, exactly.
I had a point in all of that, and I forgot what it was.
It was remember movie theaters. They're
That is
probably
going
not
to be
going
the
to
theme of this episode.
probably not going to be
Remember
around
movie.
very much longer, huh?
Remember this?
Yeah, I mean, if anything was going to kill movie theaters, like, I guess it's COVID.
Ugh. So yeah, Elf.
Yeah. Speaking of Elf, hey, if you're outside, put a fucking mask on. I'm going to give everybody a week. All right. And then the new rule is, if I see your nose, I break it.
That's a pretty good rule. Also, speaking of Elf, Will Ferrell was in Old School, wasn't he?
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, we tied it back around.
Yeah.
Yes, we're back on topic now. Will Ferrell.
We could have been talking about the new Will Ferrell movie, his Eurovision movie on Netflix.
I saw
which-
on our PlayStation, I saw like the little icon for that and the TV stuff, and for a second thought that there was like a documentary about Eurovision on Netflix, and I was like really excited for like half a second.
I watched that thing, and it made
Yeah.
me sad.
Be a good doc.
Oh no!
Because it's not good at all. But what strikes me about it is whoever wrote it clearly really loves Eurovision and was really banking on that movie teaching dumb Americans what Eurovision is. But man, it's
no.
just the worst.
That sucks. Yeah, I just want to
Oh.
like I saw that though, and I just want a documentary about Eurovision.
You know what? I
Like-
just want to watch Eurovision.
Yeah, that too. But I love documentaries, so
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, my feeling about that is like, if you're gonna try to make a movie to teach Americans like how crazy Eurovision is, just show them Eurovision.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
already pretty much beyond parody already.
Yeah.
it is.
I mean,
It's Epic Sax guy. Like
I was in
Exactly.
Europe for that Eurovision. Yeah, the is it Slovakia, Slovenia? Whoever did the Runaway, the sax guy. Yeah, that was the one Eurovision I was in Europe for.
Oh wow.
you could have
awesome.
gone. You could have seen him thrusting in person.
I don't even remember what country it was, but probably not the one I was in. So
Okay.
Europe's yeah, Europe's not that big, but it takes longer. It takes longer to get to Europe than it does to get to Joe's house, and it takes a bit to get to Joe's house.
That's true. I live out in the sticks now. So hey, let's talk about Elf and how this movie I really feel like is ground zero for everything that I hate about movies today.
oh,
Can all be traced back to Elf and the fact that it
Also,
was.
speaking of Ground Zero,
Oh my god. What happened in New York City this week, Karen?
there's someone in this movie who's a 9/11 truther.
Oh, right. I
It's-
forgot
it's
about that.
fucking baffling that Ed Asner is known for two things: being a hardcore socialist to the point where it was costing him his career, and also being a fucking 9/11 truther.
I
Also,
mean,
Ed Asner is still alive.
That too. Hey Alexa, is Ed Asner still alive?
Edward Asner is still alive. He's 90 years old.
He's 90 years old.
thought he was a lot older than that.
Remember, he was on the fucking Mary Tyler Moore show, and Mary Tyler Moore's dead now.
like if you go to the website, is Abe Vigoda still alive? It'll say no, but Ed Asner is.
That's perfect.
Man, when you guys told me he was a truther, that really bummed me out because
I'm trying to figure out what the leftist case for being a truther is. Like,
raging against the machine in the stupidest way possible, I guess. I don't know.
because he's specifically a Building 7 truther.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I feel like I should be relieved that I don't know what that means.
Yeah, honestly, I'm like
What
blissfully unaware of a lot of.
It's like a weird substrain of
9/11.
truthers where it's like, okay, so yeah, those planes totally hit the Twin Towers, but then they use that as a distraction to do a controlled demolition of Building 7 because Building 7
Oh,
runs
is
full
this because
of...
the jet fuel
Question mark?
can't melt steel beam shit?
No, that's loose change. That's straight up trutherism. This is
Oh, okay.
Building 7 trutherism specifically like, no, from what I understand is, no, 9/11 happened, but they used it as a cover to blow up Building 7, which they wanted to do anyway. Why did they want to blow up Building 7? Because that's where the real secret to the Iraq War was, I guess, or something.
where
I
the
don't
Illuminati
fucking know.
lives. It's like some
Yeah.
comet ping pong basement
Oh, also
stuff.
hopping off of this, I've been playing a shitload of Final Fantasy XIV lately. That's my
What does that
life.
have to do with the World Trade Center?
Today I got some cosmetic shoes from someone in our free company, which is basically like the guilds in the game, by saying in our free company chat that Bush did 9/11.
They gave you shoes.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like, I made some extra blank. First person that says
No,
Bush
it was
did 9/11.
first 6 people in
First 6
FC
people.
chat that say Bush did 9/11.
So, going...
But
with all of the weird stuff going on right now with Dungeons & Dragons, have you guys seen any of that?
They're redoing a lot of like the race stuff, right?
Yes, yeah, they in a part of their response to basically people actually realizing, hey, maybe we shouldn't be as racist as we've been. They're starting to relook at that and especially go after orcs and drow with the idea of like, orcs and drow, they represent non-white people, and also they are all
Oh.
irredeemably evil.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but in addition to all of that, one thing came out with a person named Orion Black, which I feel sorry for any non-binary person who's named after a Harry Potter character. Yikes.
Damn it.
But they were like, basically, I was a diversity hire. They hired me just to be like, look, we have a non-binary black person on staff. But part of that's coming out is they are taking some of the older content that they're still selling and putting like warning labels on it, like, hey, you know this thing called Oriental Adventures? Turns out it's kind of racist. That's basically what the warning label says.
They're going the Looney Tunes route and saying, hey guys, just so you know, this cartoon features smoking. So be careful. Be forewarned.
Except the real analogy is that Looney Tunes did the exact literal thing and said, hey, this cartoon... Oh, okay.
This cartoon features depictions of blackface, and times were different when this was created. Therefore, we have to tell you in all due diligence, but just so you know, we're still making money off this.
I'm pretty sure the Oriental Adventures book was from the 80s, and if they had the technology at the time, there would be a gong noise when you open the damn book.
Yeah.
But the reason I bring that up is because... No, go ahead.
Does it have the really bad font? You know the one?
Almost certainly, yes. It almost certainly has the Chinese restaurant font.
Let me just say, you know the font.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's not Papyrus, which is the 2020 stand-in, or the 2000 stand-in for that.
You know what? It's fucked up. As soon as you said the really bad font, my mind immediately went to Papyrus.
Mine too. Mine was like, Papyrus? No, Papyrus is the Prince of Egypt.
I was gonna say, wasn't Papyrus like the Prince of Persia? But
Papyrus is also the Avatar
had my
font.
wrong prince.
Yes, it is. No, I'm talking about the awful one that's like strokes, but not really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like
everything's just very like pointy.
Yeah.
There's like the sword swashes to form words. Yeah.
There's more than one like kind of really bad font. There's another one where like it kind of tries to use like katakana and kanji but they choose the ones that look closest to letters. Also very bad.
But what I was thinking about that with was one of the Final Fantasy XIV expansions, is it Stormblood?
Stormblood?
Takes place in like fantasy Japan. It's the Far East is what they call it. It's Doma. And it's like, if someone who wasn't Japanese made this game, you would be like, this is the most racist fucking thing I've ever seen. But since the Japanese team made it, you're just kind of like, it's basically the Japanese people were like, Baka Gaijin, let me show you how fetishizing my past is done.
Right, yeah, exactly. It's like, yeah, we can do it better than you.
I feel like every country kind of trades in that, though.
Yeah.
Every country fetishizes their past. Like half the stuff on Chinese television is historical dramas.
So Elf, huh?
So Elf. Can you break down your thesis of why Elf is everything bad about modern cinema, please? I'd actually really like to know this. Okay.
It all kind of stems from the fact that this movie is what kind of got Jon Favreau his big break in directing.
Which one? He's the director?
He's the director. Because he had made a couple of movies before this. You know, he didn't direct Swingers, but he wrote Swingers. I think he directed the sequel to that and a couple of other small things. But then he landed Elf and was like, okay, great. I can make a Christmas movie. What do I want to do with my Christmas movie? And his first impulse was, let's just do live action Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, which is kind of what this is for a little bit, at least. And like all of the CG and all of the stop motion effects, all of that worked so well. And I'm praising the movie for that. It actually works really well. It looks great. But
it's very weird though, because you'd think that there should be jokes in those scenes with the CGI, but the joke seems to be that they're doing CGI.
No, there's no joke. It's just, hey, what if cartoon was live action?
Also, the snowman in this was basically just like Burl Ives' stand-in from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Okay, so what? Okay, do you remember what the snowman's name was in Rudolph?
I can't. No.
Because in this movie, his name is Leon.
Yeah.
Which Noel backwards, but in the original cartoon, it's Sam.
Huh. Yeah, I mean, the Leon joke was like obvious, like, so I don't know. It's kind of funny that they made it, that like they added that in for the final release.
Well, like the question I had was like, okay, so could they not get the rights to the name of the character because they clearly got the rights to the look of everything else,
right?
And all of the licensed music that is in this film again,
right? And also like it's a Warner Brothers product, and Warner Brothers, I think, did the Rudolph short way back when. So there's no reason why they couldn't have done it. It's just like a weird choice, and it makes me think that either somebody didn't know, or they didn't care, or they just, I don't know. It's an odd choice. It's an it's an odd thing to get wrong if you're trying to be faithful to Rudolph.
I wonder if it was just like a money thing, because John also mentioned when we were watching it that they apparently just like guerrilla filmed a lot of shit in the city.
Yeah, a lot of the scenes in New York they just filmed without bothering to ask anybody if they could or not.
Well,
like basically without getting permits and things, I guess.
I mean, the best answer for that is like when they filmed this was like the height of Jackass mania.
Oh,
so,
Yeah.
God!
I think they just like threw Will Ferrell into an elf costume and sent him into Times Square and said, "Go crazy."
Yeah,
I think that's actually part 2 of your theory of why this movie is what's wrong with movies.
Go on.
Is because Will Ferrell kind of got some cash as an improv actor from this movie, I would guess. And then
Probably, yeah.
went and did Anchorman with that, which Anchorman's great. I love Anchorman. But Anchorman is responsible for all of these, like, god-awful, like, what if we just did improv instead of writing a script bullshit going on? Like,
yeah. Like, what if our movies were 2.5-hour improv comedies?
So that's number 2, but you never really got to number 1 of outlining your thesis.
Well, it all comes down to the fact that like Jon Favreau directed this, and this was so successful that it kind of launched his career into doing other sci-fi movies like Zathura and Cowboys and Aliens, and a little movie called Iron Man and Iron Man 2, which set the template for the entire like Marvel universe that we're currently living in 365 24/7.
It's just like insert here the gif of Robert Downey Jr. rolling his eyes.
You know,
basically.
If there's one thing you can say for COVID, haven't heard a whole lot about the election and haven't had to hear about Marvel movies. If you think about situation normal, where, well, normal, air quotes, but the situation where if COVID didn't exist, how much we would only be hearing about the election and how much we'd only be hearing about whatever Marvel movie they were supposed to release this year. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
A little change of pace.
I mean, no one's forcing you to like go out and see the new big movie, but like, man, COVID really swept the Black Widow movie under the rug, didn't it?
Yeah. Well,
It's funny because she's a spider.
Here, take it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Take it from me, from somebody who only watches like one of every 6 Marvel movies that are released. Even if you don't go see them, you still hear about them like constantly, especially if you like read any nerd news site, you know,
yeah,
any aggregator, it's gonna show up, and ugh.
It's inescapable.
Like, it's almost as bad as like hearing about Fortnite every single day.
Yeah, just all of the goddamn shitty posts on Twitter that's just like, name a better composed scene. Oh wait, and it's just that dumb fucking airport fight from whatever is it from one of the Captain America movies,
which is hilarious when they post that like completely seriously, because come on, dude. But it all started here because this is the movie that gave Jon Favreau that itch.
Are you saying that Jon Favreau got crabs for making this movie?
I'm saying he gave the world Marvel crabs because of this movie.
Yeah, there we go.
Marvel crabs. Yeah, there you go.
Marvel crabs TM.
And apparently the cure for Marvel crabs is COVID-19.
Oh, no.
It's funny because there's also another Jon Favreau who is also terrible in a different way.
Yeah, and every time I see that guy tweet, I think it's this Jon Favreau.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know who this Jon Favreau is.
Oh, the other Jon Favreau was an Obama White House staffer who went on to do a podcast that was first called Keeping It 1600, then was later called Pod Save America. It is the most, like, donut dipshit, hashtag the resistance garbage you could ever imagine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I think I probably have seen some tweets from this guy. I think.
Almost certainly.
God. Okay, we got to get this train rolling, people.
All right, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I just want to just take you through the movie. We all know the broad strokes of Elf. I mean, it's...
So, Karen hadn't seen... I had assumed that every living human being in the Anglosphere had probably seen Elf by this point, but apparently I am wrong.
Yeah.
I've seen it once. It was probably the year after it came out.
What year did it come out?
2003.
Okay.
It's all over TV, like basic cable, constantly from Thanksgiving until Christmas.
Yeah,
But-
once November rolls around, you cannot escape that one image of Will Ferrell like screaming straight into the camera.
I mean, I see that online everywhere because everyone uses that
a
GIF.
fucking shirt too.
But
That's one of the worst trends of recent years. Is the scene from a Christmas movie just put onto a shirt without any sort of like actual like joke? Like the joke is, I recognize that.
Right.
Especially with Elf, because the joke in that one is him just screaming, "Santa, I know him,"
Yeah.
which out of context is nothing. Is absolutely nothing.
It's basically, it seems like one of those things for like people to be like, oh, I get the reference because I saw that too, but besides me, everyone's seen that, so it's like not really that special.
So, if you know the term toyetic, which is from Freakazoid, which has Ed Asner in it, so this is relevant.
Okay, yeah.
How toyetic can you get?
Joel Schumacher.
It's all Warner Brothers products. It's Warner Brothers all the way down.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
if there is toyetic, the Santa I know him, and so many other moments in this movie are how mimetic can you get?
ooh,
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's pretty much that. And you know that just made me wonder, are there elf toys out there? So I looked it up, and sure enough, the good people at NECA have delivered unto us an 8-inch Will Ferrell Buddy the Elf action figure with accessories including a Ziploc bag of spaghetti and a bottle of maple syrup.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Oh god.
The Ziploc bag of spaghetti is pretty good.
Honestly,
You got me with that one.
the fact
fucking Funko Pop, I'll say that.
this is really stupid, but like I had this stupid joke with someone one time about it was just like a dumb inside joke about someone having like a bag of spaghetti in their pocket, in their like cargo pocket, just like reach in and eat handfuls when they got hungry. And I had never seen this movie, so when I saw that in this movie, I was like, holy shit.
Spaghetti. I know him.
I will say that Always Sunny in Philadelphia did the plastic bag of spaghetti joke better, but you still got me with that one.
Always Sunny in Philadelphia does everything better.
It reminds me of the meatball scene in The Wedding Singer, which I love that scene as well.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
What is your spaghetti policy here? Where was I going with this? We were talking about mimetic, but also there's another really bad elf toy, I guess you could say, which is you touched on it, the licensed Game Boy Advance game.
Oh
which
yeah.
From everything that I could tell is a barely functioning hodgepodge of minigames and a bad platformer. It's about it's about the level you expect, which is to say
games.
Somebody's senior thesis coding project.
Listen, it's important for like a couple of reasons, not the least of which is I believe it's one of maybe only 10 Christmas games in existence.
Excuse me, sir.
What?
There are many Christmas games, and there are good Christmas games. We've never touched on this.
Okay,
How?
Enlighten me, Brad. What are some of these good Christmas games you're talking about?
Bayonetta 2.
Okay.
Yakuza 0.
I see.
I
see where
believe
this
it
is
or
going.
not, the Grinch 2000 Game Boy Color game is pretty. I'm no word of a lie. Cross my heart. It's pretty good. It's like a maze chase game that Konami made.
Do you go to a key party in it?
You do not go to a key party.
Oh man.
I mean, Batman Arkham Origins is at Christmas. It's the worst of the Batman Arkham games, but like
I forgot about that game. Yeah.
That's being the worst one of that group is not that bad. You know, it's like a 6 or a 7, a 7, 8, or a 9 is probably the best way to put it. The Vampire Bloodlines sequel coming out pretty soon is specifically set at Christmas as well.
Ooh.
My point is, if we're applying the same standards that we do to movies to make them quote-unquote Christmas movies, there are plenty of good quote-unquote Christmas games.
You know what?
Of which I've just named a few.
That is perfectly valid, and I will take the L on this one. I had not considered that. I had not considered that.
Speaking of licensed games in general,
Okay.
Karen's looking at me like I should know what she's talking about already.
No, did any of you guys... There was when I was a kid, I was the age that I fucking loved Tiny Toons when it was on. And there was a Tiny Toons game that was basically like... It was like a filmmaking game. It was to make like little cartoon shorts. And
there were a lot of those types of games.
I remember the
games.
Game Boy Tiny Toons
it was
game.
It was for NES though. That's the thing. It was on NES, but it was for like you put together like little like assets and things and made little short cartoons. I was like obsessed with that when I was I was about 6 years old.
List of Tiny Toon Adventures video games. This list is way bigger than I would think it was.
Buster Breaks Loose.
Buster Busts Loose, yes.
Yeah,
Tiny
Toon
that's the
Adventures
one that
Cartoon
wanted to be the
Workshop.
Sonic ripoff. Yeah, Cartoon Workshop.
Cartoon Workshop.
Right.
I
Yeah,
remember
yep,
that.
that's it. But there was a small like independent video store in my hometown called Great Escape Video, and
Oh, nice.
they have not been open for a very long time. So I don't think unless someone lives here, they wouldn't know that. But yeah, I would always go to rent video games from there, like when I was really little.
And if you do live here, hey, what the fuck's up with McDonald's being closed at night now?
COVID.
No,
COVID.
they have a no. It's not even COVID. They have a sign that says "due to circumstances." If the circumstance was COVID, they just say it. But the fact that it just says "due to circumstances" makes it seem fucking weird that they're not open. Like you can't go get a drink at like 1 a.m. anymore because it's closed at midnight.
It's like saying due to implications.
Because of the implications.
Yeah, exactly.
Because of the body found on the roof.
Speaking.
A real thing that happened today.
What?
Whoa, what?
In the Bronx, they found a body on the roof of a McDonald's.
What the fuck?
Holy shit.
Did someone
gotta
go
put
out a
somewhere.
window or off the top of a building?
Yeah, that's kind of what they're thinking, is somebody
Jesus.
just threw the body out of an adjoining apartment building.
Did they
Oh,
figure
God.
out what happened to that Unsolved Mysteries guy who like jumped through the roof?
No, that's why it's unsolved.
Wait,
Jump
Well,
through
they
the
got, they
roof?
got, well, they got some.
wait.
They got some updates on-
Hey,
Robert
no,
Stack jumped
listen.
off a roof?
Yes. No, there's a new Unsolved Mysteries TV series on Netflix.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Like, it's current. Like, it just came out.
Might have to cop that pretty
Yeah.
soon.
And I think, like, the first or second episode was about this dude who died from, like, falling off the roof of a hotel in... Where was it? It was in, like, Baltimore or something.
Something like that, yeah. It was like he had went missing, basically told his wife, like, I'll be back in a little bit. And they found him,
Like, a week later.
you know, a week later, because someone complained about a weird smell coming from one of the conference rooms of this hotel. And they found him decomposing in there with a hole in the roof. And on the roof next to the hole was like
Well, no,
his-
they found him because when someone was, like, looking around, they saw, like, one of his shoes on the roof and, like,
Yeah.
a hole in the roof. Or they
They
saw
saw
a
a
sandal.
They saw a man-shaped hole going
Yes.
15 stories down, Looney Tunes style.
Yes, exactly.
And they
No,
found his
kid.
shoes and like his glasses and phone on the roof, and they
Yeah.
were not like they looked like they had just been like sat down there. And but, then the
But
question
also,
was,
like, the velocity with which his body, like, had to go through to actually, like, crash through the roof and everything. Like, he had to come from high up, but to do that, it was, like, 45 feet away, or, like
he-
a bunch
he
of feet away from, like, the
would,
edge.
he would have needed a non-sandal running start. And also the question was, where the fuck did he jump from? Because like there was no easy way to get to any of the like ledges he could have jumped from.
Right.
Isn't it a thing in some culture to remove your shoes before you commit suicide, though?
Oh, yeah, but, like, it was weird because, like, they were just kind of, like, strewn about,
Huh.
But-
okay.
like, kind of on the roof, close to where the hole was, but his glasses, like, weren't broken, his, like... Okay, but his cell phone wasn't broken, but it was a fucking Nokia brick, so, like...
All right, I'm gonna have to watch this, but
This all reminds me of the scene from the movie Elf starring Will Ferrell where he almost definitely tries to kill himself
Yeah, that was dark.
George Bailey style. Do you guys
Yeah.
remember that scene?
Yeah.
Like, of all the Christmas movies to reference in another Christmas movie, like, okay, sure, It's a Wonderful Life, acceptable.
My family was, like, It's a Wonderful Life is, like, the one movie my family watched every year when I was growing up, so it's, like, the one movie I've seen.
That's like the cardinal movie sin, though. Don't reference a movie like that where I'm just like, you're right, I could go watch the
Right,
I
where
could
it's like
go
don't
one
watch
of-
a better
reference
movie.
a better movie.
It's,
Yeah.
like, one of the greatest, like, films made.
Well,
Yeah,
like,
it's like-
Like,
if you if you're a shitty Christmas movie and you want to like pay homage to like the greats, have your main character sing, fucking Buffalo Girls or do something from the like, fine, whatever. But then to have your main character in a children's movie about a Christmas elf contemplate suicide on the Brooklyn Bridge.
That was so dark.
Just have your fucking dog catcher character tell the story from Jaws about a bunch of soldiers dying.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Christ.
Hey. While we're on that subject, I wanna stop this podcast for and
that was the movie with the dog farts, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hang on.
I'm sorry, you'll have to be more specific.
Before we get back to Elf, I want to stop for a minute and take some listener questions because, it's not very often that we get to do listener questions. I thought it'd be fun to pepper some throughout the episode.
Let's go to the audience.
Yeah, for the audience, from the audience. Anyway, so our friend Jakob on Twitter,
Hi, Jakob,
asked us if you could unsee just one of the 100 movies you've covered so far on the show, which would it be? I have a feeling none of us are going to say Bone Alone because that is a fucking delight.
There were dog farts.
There's two possible answers to this. The question is it you want to remove it so you can watch it again for the first time, or is it I wish this didn't exist?
Also, just real quick, did we make any jokes about Bone Alone also just being another term for masturbate?
I'm pretty sure that's all the episode was.
Okay. I can't remember. It's been a while.
Parts. And also, Fatty Fall Down and Go Boom was also like about 3/4 of that movie.
That was the episode where I fell off the couch laughing and could not get up for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I remember we watched that together.
But the question specifically is, if you could unsee one of these movies and just remove it from your brain, which would it be?
If I could remove it from my brain in order to watch it again for the first time, it would be Star Wars Holiday Special. If I just I would rather this. If I could go back in time and assassinate Baby this movie, it would be Christmas Vacation 2.
Brad?
For the first one, to remove it from my memory so I could experience it for the first time again, Die Hard. I had never seen Die Hard before we started recording this podcast.
That's my answer too.
And then if I could choose one to memory hole, oh, it's so hard, but probably Santa and the Ice Cream Bunny. Just an absolute waste of cellulite.
I don't think I was here for that one.
I don't know, man. That was there are many films we watch on this show where I can at least glean something from it, but that was a dire. I just wanted to everything in my being was screaming to just turn that film off.
That movie was just 20.
It was nothing.
It was 20 minutes of kids hurting themselves on 70s playground equipment, a completely unrelated short, and then the Ice Cream Bunny showed up at the end.
And then they rode through a theme park on a very rickety fire truck. Yes,
I'm kind of sad I didn't watch it now.
No, you wouldn't. It's boring.
On Amazon Video. If you got some free time tomorrow.
John made it sound way more interesting than it is.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god.
So the
I
Cliff
think
Notes
I'd
are
rather
better
just
than the actual movie.
lay face down on the floor for 65 minutes.
Yeah, that sounds like a good stretch.
Oh boy. Well, for my part, if I could erase one from my memory so I could watch it again, I'd almost want to say, hell, I don't know. Y'all took Die Hard, so I guess I'm going to say, I don't have an answer to this question. Okay.
You can say Die Hard. It's fine.
I don't want to say Die Hard because that's.
If I were going to pick a different one from Die Hard, just I would say maybe Christmas Vacation.
Yeah, that's
you're picking good ones, and I just want to watch. I just want this madness again anew.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Christmas Vacation's amazing.
That's why I picked Star Wars Holiday Special, because I was just I want this insanity to be fresh.
Ooh, on that note, I know my answer now. I would totally Eternal Sunshine Jack Frost 2 out of my memory so that I could go back and watch it again because holy shit. That movie is exactly as stupid as you think it is, and it knows it, and it is so much fun.
Wasn't that a me and you only episode?
Yeah, that was just a me and John episode.
Oh man, what about was it Black Christmas? Is that it?
That was
Garbage Day.
Garbage.
No, that's Silent Night, Deadly Night too.
Silent Night, Deadly Night. Okay.
Yeah.
No, Black Christmas was me, Joe, and was that Nick?
Yeah, that was
Okay.
Nick. Hi, Dr. Nick. Okay, for real, my answer to this question, if I could just remove one of these from my brain, it would definitely be the live-action remake of The Year Without a Santa Claus.
Oh my god.
I think that was just a me and John episode, and thank God for that, because if I had forced Brad and or Karen to watch this, I would turn myself into the police. I would honestly turn myself into the police.
It's okay to force John to watch it though.
For torture. Oh, yeah, totally.
I mean, you can't break me.
I know I
You
can't.
can do
I will
nothing
try.
worse to me than anything I do to myself.
True.
No,
Nobody
look.
will ever be a worse enemy to me than I am to myself.
Look, I am well aware of the fact that the only person who can make John quit this podcast is John.
That's true.
But the live action Year Without a Santa Claus, you would think with like John Goodman and Harvey Firestein and Michael McKean, they would make that like entertaining and watchable. And you, my friend, would be wrong.
Oh man.
It is an hour and a half of just it's
What the
literally
fuck?
space filler so they can sell ads on TV. They've only broadcasted once.
Oh my
and
god.
Sometimes
good
you
goddamn
get
reason.
Sometimes you get fun, John Goodman. Sometimes you get like, I really don't want to be here, but I'm getting paid, John.
Yeah,
Goodman.
he just got a paycheck.
Yeah.
I mean, you gotta eat.
Yeah, really. So those are my answers. And I guess the other follow-up would be, I wish we hadn't watched Santa with Muscles. Because
Really?
I really wish, because I remember that episode and us being so utterly miserable because it's just a black hole of comedy. There was
no.
nothing fun about that.
Yeah, you would think it would be more fun.
It
But
wasn't.
you'd be wrong.
It wasn't
Has there
even
been a
fun
movie where-
making fun of Hulk Hogan.
Has there been a
That's-
movie where Jim Belushi was Santa?
There has to have been.
Right?
Jim
I was
Belushi, Santa Claus. Oh, he played a Santa in Jingle All the Way. Does that count?
I mean,
Oh, that's right. He was in that fucking movie.
yeah, I'd say that counts.
I'd say that counts. Yeah.
It was Santa Claus was the lost episode, wasn't it? Or
No,
Santa Claus 2?
Santa Claus 2.
Santa Claus is the
Yeah.
Deuce.
Yeah.
Again, we keep referencing that episode. I don't think it's ever gonna get recreated.
We'll run out of other things to do eventually.
I remember having a lot of fun recording that. I recorded that episode in a stairwell.
Yeah, that was such a fun episode to record. I had such a good time.
I was also flavor blasted.
Yeah.
So there's that too.
We'll just
Same.
have to get really fucking drunk so we forget that we watched it already and then watch it again.
We'll have
That
to
sounds
take
like a-
Yeah.
we'll have to take Brad to a parking garage so he can recreate his experience recording that episode.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take Brad to a parking garage and beat the memory out of him so he can watch it fresh.
Yes.
That just gives me like a
Oh.
very specific like memory of the parking garages in Raleigh, like in the stairwells. They smell like piss and cinnamon.
That is oddly specific.
It is.
That's like the kind of place a Christmas elf goes to take a piss outside.
Yeah. Like a oh god, a bad Santa-esque elf. God, I'm sorry, I just blanked for a minute.
It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, so that's
Speaking
Thanks.
of Bad Santa, didn't I say that Terry Zwigoff almost directed this? Is that what I told you, Joe?
yeah, you did. I remember that. So before Jon Favreau got the job, it almost went to Terry Zwigoff. And the only reason it went to Jon Favreau was because Zwigoff was already committed to Bad Santa.
Oh man.
So
Well, I mean, I guess that's good then because it made Bad Santa exist.
yeah, but also dig this. It also means that's why Bad Santa 2 exists.
Oh no.
Oops.
Bad
Oh.
Santa 2 at least had the hilarious visual gag, which is one of my favorite jokes, and I didn't mention on the episode, and I still regret it to this day,
You're
where
mentioning it now.
the kid is eating a piece of Chicago-style pizza like it's regular pizza, like he's holding it in his hand like he's holding a normal slice.
I do remember that was very good. Can I just tell you, like, follow up to that joke? I finally had my first Chicago style pizza like a year ago, and as soon as I got the slice on my plate, I thought about that, and I looked at my plate, and I was like, "Nope, that can't be done."
You should have tried.
Oh boy, oh my goodness.
I actually don't like Chicago style pizza. Come at me.
No, it's not the best.
It's too much sauce, too much bread.
I enjoy my pizza that's shaped like a cake.
It's like a cheesecake. A cheesecake of a pizza.
So, can we talk a little bit about Elf, please, now?
So,
Sure.
wait, deep dish pizza is basically just tomato cheesecake, is what you're saying?
Yeah. Hey, the Tomato Cheesecake Factory just called. They have an idea for us.
Yeah, between tomato cheesecake and Jim Belushi, get your fucking shit together, Chicago.
What's that salad restaurant called? Like Sweet Tomatoes or something?
Sweet Green.
Oh,
Of course I would know that.
No, I thought there
I'm
was
sorry.
one that had like tomato in the name though.
Yeah, there's one in, I think they have it in Florida. It's called Sweet Tomatoes, yeah.
Yeah, so that the Tomato Cheesecake Factory is just like those two things put
Yeah.
together, right?
It's like a vegetarian, like,
It's like
buffet.
salads and cheesecakes.
Yeah.
Tomato Gary's.
Gary's?
I don't know. There's another one called like Tomato Jake's or something.
I was just
know.
imagining a vegetarian cheesecake factory. I'm trying to remember what the point is. It's just
Like vegan cheesecakes?
No, like it's just as nasty as Cheesecake Factory, but it's
Of course it
it's
is.
just vegetarian.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining it's just they just give you a bucket of ranch dressing in the ladle. Just go down to hell.
I just have the like mental image of someone ladling ranch dressing for cheesecake. I'm so sorry.
I think they do that at the Heart Attack Grill in Las Vegas. That's almost definitely what they do there.
I think you're right.
So hey guys, let's talk about Elf for a minute or two.
All right.
So I'm gonna start taking you through this film.
Okay, let's do it.
40 minutes in, we reached the plot summary.
Okay, Will Ferrell plays Buddy the Elf. He's a human who was adopted by Santa Claus, or rather the elves, because, very beginning of the movie, we see a baby at an orphanage sneak his way into Santa Claus's bag of toys. Santa brings it back to his workshop, and they discover this baby in the sack of toys. The first note I took in this movie was Santa finishes his Christmas Eve toy delivery ride, brings his sack back home. It's still full of toys. What happened?
I hit a few returns.
No, you take extras with you just in case. Sometimes things happen on the way. Also, my first note in this movie was the fact that there was a fucking bottle and a blanket in the crib with the baby. And like a toy.
Oh, yeah.
It's like you don't do that anymore.
Well, it's an orphanage. I don't know that they care that much.
It's an orphanage in like the 60s or 70s. No, they don't care.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're just like, as long as the fatality rate's under 40%, we're doing our jobs.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough.
But the opening narration and Buddy's adopted dad is Bob Newhart, and I don't know if this is Bob Newhart doing a Bob Newhart bit or whatever, but he spends the entire movie just being like, and then, a thing, like he's really rambling, and it sounds like he's forgetting his lines, but I think it's intentional.
Oh, yeah, that's totally like a character thing. And
Yeah.
I don't know if it's like Bob Newhart playing Bob Newhart or if they wrote it that way. But it's almost like an Office style like talking head segment. It's weird. It's a weird choice for a movie that was made.
It is like The Office, yeah.
3 years before The Office ever came out.
Yeah, it's got that whole mockumentary.
But it drops it after like 2 minutes. It's like, we ain't got time for this shit anymore, so let's just drop it.
Yeah.
So, all right. So yeah, Buddy grows up to be Will Ferrell, who is like 6 feet tall in a world made for 3 foot people. And
I mean, growing up to be Will Ferrell's probably pretty sweet. Like, he's got a lot of money.
Yeah, and I mean, his family's like loaded. Like his dad, his dad was the drummer for the Righteous Brothers, I think. So yeah,
Really?
they're fine.
I didn't know that.
Will Ferrell is completely fine. But he finds out that his father is a human, and he wants to meet his father. And his father, it turns out, is James Caan, who is a children's book executive, which is a job that seems very ill-suited for a man as awful as James Caan is.
He's on the naughty list.
Gasp! He's on the naughty list.
Speaking of which, who played the head elf?
Oh yeah, hey, that's Ralphie Parker right there. It's Peter Billingsley.
Yeah.
You can't mistake those adorable blue eyes.
Those chubby cheeks.
Those chubby cheeks and blue eyes and that cherubic angelic voice.
And that patchy beard.
That scraggly little hippie beard.
Yeah, it's like face pubes.
Ugh. But anyway, so Buddy is sent on his mission to go to New York City, meet his father, and hopefully get him off the naughty list. And we have the 1-2 shot of two things that date this movie more than absolutely anything else in the movie. First is the mention of an elf energy crisis, which is an extremely 2002 thing.
Oh, speaking of that, we really missed an opportunity with the crankometer, not calling it, what was the clausometer on the sleigh.
Well, it was originally because it was on the scale of Christmas of the Cranks to Crank High Voltage.
I know.
Well,
I mean, I know why it's the crankometer, but
also we've even like watched a movie called Claws since then, so we could have changed it to the clausometer.
yeah.
I forgot that the high end of the axis is supposed to be cranked to high voltage. That's just wonderful.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
because
When Joe-
originally it was a tie-in with Jason Statham.
yeah.
I remember when Joe like sat me down. He's like, "You have to watch this movie." And we watched Crank 2 High Voltage.
I feel like Joe just has like a soft spot for some like ridiculous action movies because you absolutely love the Fast and Furious franchise.
I do. It's the most fucked up thing. If you had
It's kind of great.
If you had told me 10 years ago that I would get deeply invested in the lore of Fast and Furious, I would have said you were fucking crazy.
Right?
And
Look.
10 years ago, that didn't exist. So the fact that it like sprang up out of nowhere all of a sudden, I love it.
Again, speaking of Fast and Furious, have you guys seen that Fast and Furious Star Wars crossover that BDG and Karen Han did
No.
from Polygon?
No. Oh no, I gotta see this.
It's on Twitter. They like just, I guess, in a fucking like COVID quarantine fever dream wrote a script together.
Oh no.
It's
Okay.
like about a 25-page treatment of like what if pod racing was the Fast and the Furious, basically.
Yeah.
I see that. I can see that.
Yeah.
You know, Joe, time makes fools of us all.
Yeah. The best laid plans of mice and men ain't shit compared to Don Toretto and his family. That's how that goes, right?
So now
Yeah.
with this, we have watched all of the Peter Billingsley Christmas movies. So that's out of the way.
Really?
Yeah, all three of them.
Okay.
Elf,
what
Christmas Story, and
4 Christmases.
4 Christmases. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Ugh, that was another bad one too, huh?
Yeah. Oh, Leon the Snowman is called that because it's Leon Redbone, by the way.
Wait. Really?
Yeah,
Are you serious?
that's what it says.
What the fuck?
Well, now I'm a big dumb idiot, then, aren't I? I'm the biggest idiot ever. Thanks a lot, me.
You might say you're a cotton-headed ninny muggins.
Don't
Yeah.
ever, Karen.
I just did.
Listen, if Douglas Adams was still writing books today, if he was alive, that would be the new worst thing you could say to a person. The name Belgium would not be the worst thing in the world. It would be cotton-headed fucking ninny muggins.
So, fun fact, speaking of hitting someone's Christmas movie trifecta, there's another actor in this movie who we've seen twice before. Mark Atchison or Mark Aitken, the guy Buddy gets drunk with in the mailroom.
Oh, the guy he's a kind of like a character actor for kind of a sleazy
Yeah, like
guy.
Like, I was like, oh, that's obviously Cameron Poe from Con Air. He just moved to the big city and works in the mailroom now.
Wow, that is him. Okay.
Yeah,
But what
but
else have we
he's-
seen him in?
He was in Reindeer Games.
Who was he in Reindeer Games?
Almost certainly nobody. I think he was a prison guard.
Okay.
Almost certainly nobody. That means he probably wasn't in the movie, Brad. I mean,
not
John.
Ben Affleck. Not Ben Affleck.
He's listed as mean guard. He's someone who was in the movie for the first 10 minutes.
Frightened inmate number 2.
And he was
Oh,
also in...
I'm here for the con man job. The confidence man.
Here's one for you. He was also in I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Oh shit, that's the
What?
GTT one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
He's credited as Sandwich Passenger in that.
Why is he in so many Christmas movies?
Sandwich passenger.
Was there
Someday-
someone with like a tuna sandwich on a plane or something?
There has to be someone on the bus with a sandwich.
That might
Guys.
be what, Brad?
If I pass in the next couple of years, God forbid, make sure that on my tombstone it says sandwich Brad blank sandwich passenger.
UID sandwich passenger.
Wow.
Sorry.
Oh God.
Well, hang on. Let me finish my original point because we've been sidetracked 10 different times now at this point. The two things that date this movie more than anything else. So there's the reference to an energy crisis in regards to the Colosometer's Christmas spirit being low. Therefore, they need an engine turbine to drive Santa's sleigh. The second is when Buddy goes off on his journey, you get that one like helicopter Lord of the Rings shot of Buddy walking across a mountaintop, which in 2003, like every movie had to do that because Lord of the Rings did it.
Yeah.
Ugh. Like it's just like as soon as I see like someone walking a mountaintop, I was like, oh, this is like 2001 to 2005. Got it. I know.
Yeah, they just like came out of the mines of Moria and
Yeah, and all 8 of the Fellowship died, and Buddy's the only one. Buddy's the last ring bearer standing.
oh god. His buddy Sam?
Yes. The choices of Buddy the Elf are many and varied.
Buddy is the only survivor of Snowpiercer.
That would be rough. You got to deal with that polar bear. Wow. Anyway, so let's run down the cast list of this movie real quick with a car.
The cars?
Okay, speaking of cars, we have another question. Libby asked us if we can vulcanize her tires while she waits.
That's a Clerks reference, and I'm going to say no, we can't.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Try not to
I
suck
was
too
gonna-
many dicks on the way to the parking lot.
Yeah, I was going to say no because I don't know what vulcanize means, but yeah.
Vulcanized rubber is a thing, right?
That's when you nerve pinch the
Yes.
tire, right? Like Spock does?
Yes.
I don't know.
I
just knock it
assume
out.
it involves using very high heat.
I know where the ignition in a car is. I have no idea what vulcanized
Okay,
means.
that makes sense. Yeah, he was taking the tires to Mount Doom to throw them in.
Yeah, so it ties in.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
It ties in with Sam.
Oh, yeah.
It all ties in.
It all fits together.
Everything in this episode. It's our tightest episode ever.
Listen,
Wheels of
Calling
fucking
it right
wheels,
now.
This is gonna be a tight 95.
listen, Brad. Soon you're going to tell me everything in this movie connects to the Winslow verse, and it's going to blow my mind.
Don't tempt us.
Hang on. No, let's not. Let's just leave that one for now. So the cast list of this movie, I have to ask.
Zooey Deschanel, right? Before her big break.
Oh shit. Her in that movie, when I saw she had blonde hair, I'd never seen her as a blonde before, and she looks like fucking Andrea Barber, who plays Kimmy Gibbler in Full House.
Wow. Okay.
This is
Yeah.
before
Right?
her like big thing when she was still in She and Him and kind of just doing like the indie circuit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say this movie like really seemed like a showcase of her being a singer, like more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, the only reason the shower scene in this movie exists is because they found out she could sing.
And also because the director is a huge pervert.
A huge
now.
creepazoid. And of course, the song they're singing is "Baby, It's Cold Outside." So we have to talk about that now, don't we?
Oh, do we though?
Well,
do
I
we
think
really?
we can just open and shut case it by saying it's the rapiest Christmas song ever. The end.
No, it is the most like
It's a stupid product of its time.
Yeah, this is the most like,
Well,
oh no,
yes.
the last thing I want is to get railed on the on the rug in front of your fireplace. No, I don't want that. Oh, I have to go home. No,
Yeah.
no, I don't want another drink. No, don't get me so drunk that I take all my clothes off.
I guess Santa Baby is also in the running.
Santa Baby's just horny. It's not really
Yeah.
rapey.
Yeah, that's
I'm-
true.
my
She's asking Santa to come down her chimney. I think that's pretty
Yeah.
like forward.
No, my argument is that the point of Baby It's Cold Outside is hey, it's the 50s. I'm not supposed to say you want to fuck, but hint,
Wink, wink, nudge,
motherfucker.
nudge.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I gotta be
Got
like
it.
coy about this. It still sucks
But
though.
Oh yeah,
It's
no,
still a fucking
it's
stupid
it's a
song.
product of its fucking time, and its time fucking sucked.
Yeah.
It had aged poorly, just
Yes.
like so many things.
Like so much Christmas ephemera that is still with us, it has aged poorly. Ugh.
We've never talked about Schwartz of Pete on this show, have we?
Oh God.
You know, we
Probably
We're gonna
not.
save that for another episode, I think.
Listen, there are like half a dozen. No, there's probably 24 like crappy direct-to-video Krampus movies out there, and I'm sure at least 5 of them mention Schwartz of Pete. So,
The one
So
we
we'll
watched.
we'll put a pin in that.
look, maybe when Home for the Horror Days rolls around, we'll get to that.
Okay.
I don't want to watch another Krampus movie. We already watched the one. That's one too many.
Krampus is too mainstream now.
Yeah, I mean, when you get William Shatner starring in Krampus movies, I think that's game over.
Yeah, I like Krampus before he was cool.
Well said.
I'm a Krampus hipster.
Okay, so the next point I'm trying to make. This movie features, I'm going to list off some actors here: Andy Richter, Kyle Gass, Artie Lang, and Faison Love. All of these are, let's say, rotund gentlemen. Does this movie have an obsession with fat comedians? Because I think it does.
Also, it's funny because Richter and KG specifically were on like the Anchorman uncensored commentary, calling in together, complaining that they weren't an Anchorman.
Oh, because they were working on this?
No, the joke was that like Jack Black and everybody else was in it, and they're just like, "Oh, you didn't call us for it?"
Oh, yeah. Well, probably because they were working on this.
I have to say, it's very stupid. The unrated commentary on Anchorman is actually pretty great.
How so?
It's just a weird rambling thing. Adam McKay and Will Ferrell spend the first 15-20 minutes trying to figure out what words they are and aren't allowed to say, like what words the censor will and won't let them say. The highlight of which is they determine that they can say the word dick, but they can't talk about dicks. Then it's just a bunch of weird random shit, like Lou Rawls is in there with them for a good half hour for no reason at all.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's a weird rambling thing.
That's wild.
It's great. The only person who pays any attention to the movie is Lou Rawls.
See, that's almost a better joke than the actual movie. So hey, how about that elf?
So, Buddy has wacky hijinks around New York, and then slowly but surely his father's shell breaks free. He also makes friends with his other biological child.
Oh yeah, he has like a kid brother who's like 12 or something, and Mary Steenburgen is his stepmom.
And they saved the day with the Christmas spirit because...
Yeah, I totally forgot that this movie just turned into oh no, we need the Christmas spirit to fly Santa's sleigh bullshit.
Every fucking Christmas movie, you have to save like Christmas spirit, or you have to save the day using Christmas.
Yeah, but
That's
this
like a requirement.
This one has a very oddly specific plot device that it uses for that.
With the energy crisis.
With like the energy crisis and like the clausometer dropped to 0 and Santa's sleigh can't fly. How do we raise Christmas cheer? And the best way to spread Christmas cheer is to sing loud for all to hear. So
yes.
all the New Yorkers have to get together and start singing. And I swear to God, they stole the ending of Ghostbusters 2. That's how Ghostbusters 2 ends.
You know, for how much this movie is lauded by a lot of people, the last third of it is just it's just a normal Christmas movie.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, they gave up. They straight up gave up.
Yeah, it's because when people think about liking this movie, all they think of is Santa, I Know Him, and Buddy the Elf, What's Your Favorite Color?
Yeah, eating gum off the railing and all the
oh my god, I can't.
It's
go ahead.
To bring it back to pod racing. Like the when he arrives in New York City, like the scene where he arrives in New York City and is like doing all the wacky stuff is really good. It's kind of like the pod racing scene in episode 1 where it's like the only good scene that anybody remembers. It's like the one scene of merit left in this otherwise unremarkable film from the early aughts.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Because the rest of it is just like it's too much plot for no apparent reason. And
it's just like
it stops being fun.
Yeah, it gets real heavy into the like convoluted ass politics. Without, I don't know.
Wait, we're talking about Elf or Star Wars now.
Both.
Both. Like there are still some like good one-liners and jokes here and there. I'll give it that.
Can we take a moment of silence to remember Grant Imahara, because he did pass away recently, and he was, he was one of the model makers on episode 1. Like he made the pod the pod racing pods. Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, John told me about that when he saw it, and that bummed me the fuck out.
That was a celebrity death that I was shocked by.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get shocked by many. He's very young.
Out of the blue, yeah. Like, it's ridiculous. But then, like, you see all the in memoriam thing pieces, and his body of work is ridiculous. I had no idea. Like, he designed the ship for Galaxy Quest. That was the thing that blew my mind.
Jesus.
That's amazing. I love it.
I just remember mainly from BattleBots.
Let's begin the moment of silence now. 10 seconds. Rips. Pour one out.
Yep.
How about you hit us with one of those listener questions?
Yeah,
Actually, I want to talk about this. I don't want to talk about this movie anymore.
Okay, yeah. So we got a question from our friend. Well, on Twitter, his name is Captain Co Video. Our friend Rob.
Good name. He always has good display names.
Oh, he's got the best. He says, "What are your plans for Christmas if we're all still under quarantine?"
Probably my plans for Christmas when I'm not under quarantine, honestly.
Yeah. My ideal plans for Christmas, I should say.
Honestly,
just being at home.
As sad as it is, my plans are probably not going to change all that much.
Yeah.
I mean, we're probably not going out anywhere, which is definitely a shame.
The only thing we ever do is go, like, to see my family, like, go to my parents' house.
Listen, the only reason I'm going to leave the house is if I get paid to.
Yeah. We probably won't do that. Probably do like FaceTime call with them. And otherwise, just me and John and our 4 cats. Which is pretty cool to me.
I think we have 6 by Christmas.
I think this year I'll try to cook a big extravagant dinner for just the people that live in this house.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Else will introduce disease and pestilence to us.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I mean, personally, for me, like, one of the things I always try to do every holiday season is I do, go out more than usual to buy food and donate to canned food drives. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that this year. So I'm going to have to find some other way of making myself useful, I guess.
Give money.
Yeah, that always works.
That's honestly the most useful you can be if you don't have like skills to do other like more specialized things.
Brad, for your big extravagant dinner, I'm just imagining you giving your kid like some of those like banana or apple flavored like puppy star things just on a very like extravagant platter.
Why?
Because
you're not. What? What is a puppy star thing?
Puffy?
No, like the little Gerber graduates things, like the little like my first finger food type things. Like
fun data side, actually.
Oh, like the little like puffed corn like things.
Yeah, and they like melt in your mouth because they're like super delicate. We gave her one. Absolutely hates them. Started screaming her head off.
She's like, nope. And solid food is not for me.
We tried it again like a day later, put it on her tray, started screaming before she even put it in her hand. So we're gonna give it a couple weeks.
Oh my god.
We actually got it on video. We isolated what we think happened. She put it in her mouth and she bit down on it and it crunched and it like you can see her entire body like recoil in horror. Like, what was that?
How many teeth does she have now?
She has 4 teeth. She has top 2, bottom 2. So.
Nice.
Yep.
Get them started young.
That's my dad.
Crunching that food.
Me and the captain making it happen. That's my one dad aside.
Don't give her Captain Crunch.
If you cut her gums
out of the mouth for
the teeth will come in
days.
faster.
Oh, hey! Since the last time we talked, I actually have another Captain Crunch related food thing for you guys.
Oh my god!
What did you do now?
Well, you know how back at Christmas they had Christmas Crunch?
Yeah.
Well, for the 4th of July, they had, I forget the name, but I'm pretty sure it was Patriotic Crunch.
Freedom Crunch. You posted it, didn't
That's
you?
right, Freedom Crunch. And,
Oh, that has a real like freedom fries feel to it.
yeah, and it was
Oops, all war crimes.
Hey, Bush did 9/11.
yeah. Listen, breakfast milk can't melt steel beams. I don't know.
Sorry.
But the Crunch Berries were all red, white, and blue. And I was like, oh, this is going to be great. It's going to turn my milk purple. It did not. But also then I realized it makes sense because, oh, yeah, these colors don't run.
Thank
God.
you.
Karen
Damn
Karen did not think that was funny.
Unfortunately, this is an audio medium, and you just really needed to be like a visual medium
Let's see, my
to get the full impact
my
of
favorite Captain Crunch
my reaction.
variation is Peanut Butter Crunch, and I think my least favorite is probably Neil Druckmann's Deadline Crunch.
Oh, so hey, breaking news. We have another listener question hot off the presses here.
Oh, shit.
From our Christmas podcast friend at Weird Christmas. Weird Christmas asks, in all caps, why in God's name do people find Will Ferrell charming in this movie?
Right?
Yeah,
It's-
right?
It's
Oh my god. I was afraid that like Jonathan's eyes were going to roll out of his head when I was getting upset about him like following Zooey Deschanel around the department store when she had like asked him not to, and he's like way bigger than she is, and he's like blocking her in, and I was like, man,
the only reason
why
that-
are we teaching like kids that this is like a cute or like charming
Because
thing to
this
do?
was 2003.
because
Yeah.
this was 2003, and then also Will Ferrell in this movie embodies like the 50-plus-year-old mom idea of like wacky fun shenanigans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of, it's like, oh,
But
it's
yeah.
hard to put my finger on it. It's
I
like,
mean, he's a dude that like doesn't understand boundaries because he is like brought up in a weird way or something. But
Yeah, he's in the bathroom like, no, it's okay. I don't understand nudity, so you can leave your honkers.
yeah, but yeah, that doesn't mean that it's still not fucking creepy and disturbing if like that were to actually happen to someone. I mean, it's a stupid comedy movie, but still, like those.
Okay.
I don't know. Those situations were a little like weird.
So when he's following around his stepbrother or his half brother Michael, and he's like
Yeah.
asking him like a bunch of like inane 4-year-old questions, like, I saw a dog today. Have you ever seen a dog? Oh, I guess you have. Like, he doesn't act
Yeah.
that way to the other elves, does he? The other elves don't act that way.
yeah, the other elves are painted as very mature and like normal, for lack of
Yeah.
a better word.
And
Oh,
and he's painted as like
oh.
super like infantile.
Okay, so yeah, him having a non-traditional
stupid.
family structure has warped his sense of reality, which the movie like vaguely touches on a little bit, but then it drops it because that's not funny.
Yeah, like what does your world have to be like if like until you're in your like presumably like 30s or 40s, like everyone that you've ever known is way smaller than you. And you're just like the one giant.
Speaking of exactly that, I have a weird question.
Okay.
Okay.
Did this movie coin the word ginormous?
I don't think so.
I'm not
Okay.
sure.
That's a good question.
Because I want to say I hadn't heard anybody use the word ginormous before 2003, and now I hear like pretty much anybody use it.
I feel like I saw ginormous like on the internet when I was in high school, but
Ginormous originated as World War II slang.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
There you
go.
have it.
Well, it also appears that the last on the Google chart of word usage, the last jump in ginormous usage did happen around 2003. So
interesting.
Brad,
Popularized it.
It is just
Popular.
like a portmanteau though, I guess.
yeah, gigantic and
Yes.
enormous, but like
Yeah.
that it's asymptotic. Like at about 1990, it starts to go trend upwards. And then at about 2003, it's just like that final little like click, boom, So maybe,
Yeah.
maybe.
Okay.
But more to the question, Will Ferrell has said in some interview, I don't know if it was recent or if it's just like come back around again now that he's in this Eurovision thing. He's gone on record as saying that like the funniest thing in the world to him is screaming. And
Well,
Yeah.
that
fucking
scans
noticed, Will.
with every single performance he's ever done ever.
Yeah, I'd say that tracks.
but especially in this movie.
Did I mention that Buddy the Elf saves the day with the Christmas spirit and convincing his dad to sing along to the song, even though that his family is coded as Jewish?
Are we going to like completely also gloss over the fact that Peter Dinklage was in this fucking movie?
Peter Dinklage is in this film.
Yeah. I saw
like a
him and I was
weird
like,
antagonist
shit, is that Peter
for-
Dinklage?
It is indeed Peter Dinklage.
It is.
It is
Yeah,
the
and it's-
Dink himself.
And
yeah,
like
and-
and the whole scene, like Will Ferrell is like the stupid dude who just keeps like saying slurs at him basically. Like because he's ignorant.
because it's the
but
first little person he's seen outside of the North Pole.
Right, but it's like the joke is like him just like basically like being a fucking like asshole, not on purpose.
So that's the joke they repeated in Anchorman 2.
Yeah,
Remind
Yeah.
me of that joke.
when he goes to see his girlfriend's family.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
right.
He just keeps every time he tries to open his mouth to say anything, he just says black instead.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
Ugh. Okay, here another issue I have with the end of this movie. So the sequence of events is very like specific. So Buddy the Elf goes and contemplates suicide on the Brooklyn Bridge, right? Santa Claus comes out of the sky and his sleigh crashes in Central Park because the clausometer hits 0. The reason the clausometer hits 0 is because it happens at the same time as Walter, Buddy's real dad, decides that Buddy is more important than pitching a new book, and he chooses family over work. And at that exact moment, the Christmas spirit level drops to 0, and that feels wrong to me.
Yeah, what the... I kind of wondered about the timing of that as well. I assumed that maybe it was really because of, like, him, like, Will Ferrell's character being suicidal. Like, I thought maybe that's what it was supposed to read as, but yeah, it really was just timed right with the, like, his dad basically being, like, fuck you to his boss.
Yeah, or is it that
When
the clausometer
that
hits
should
0
have been, like-
because of the boss being a huge asshole?
Maybe there's a lag time between the Christmas rays that somebody emanates and them being absorbed by the clausometer.
So you're saying
never
it's
know
like the way light works.
Yeah, well, very slow light.
So
I would
or
say
sound.
more like nuclear radiation.
So
Okay.
you're saying that the clausometer operates on like 56K and it needs to be on broadband?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's on it's on dial-up.
Yes.
See, Christmas Spirit is a series of tubes.
Oh, okay.
Brad, that is more true than you know.
It's not just a dump truck.
because we see the shiny mailroom that Buddy gets sent to work in, and it is, in fact, a series of tubes.
Oh no, I took us further back into the plot. This is like Snakes and Ladders when you have to go down a
I'm
snake.
surprised that they refrained from just like making a real gross joke when he was getting excited about how sucky the
This is
pneumatic
a family
tube
movie.
Yeah, this
tubes
is-
were.
Listen, Will Ferrell's not that tall.
Dude, these family movies still have some gross shit in them sometimes.
I guess.
They like to sneak stuff in.
I don't know anymore, guys. Like, there's only so much of this movie that I can take, and this is a movie that I watch. I find myself watching it at least once a year because I hate myself.
It's part of the unfortunate experience of it being sort of. Let's just go ahead and get into it.
It's the modern
It's-
Christmas canon.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because it's not very good. It's not bad, but it is maybe the least garbage on top of a giant heaping pile of garbage. There are certainly better Christmas movies, but they're not like
Okay.
mainstream enough or family friendly enough in order to achieve this.
Okay. So that begs the question then. What is the best Christmas movie of the last 20 years?
Tokyo Godfathers, hands down.
I haven't seen that.
Okay, I will give you that. I actually forgot. I forgot about Tokyo Godfathers.
Is this a listener question or is this
No,
a
this
joke
is a me question. Like, if we're talking about the modern like Christmas canon of movies that come on, all the time, everybody watches them, everybody knows them. it's Elf, and it's
Bad Santa, maybe for adults.
There's Elf, but there's so many other better movies. You know what I'm saying? It's not just Tokyo Godfathers, but I'm just thinking about Tokyo Godfathers right now, and I'm getting goosebumps. Like, it's such a good movie. It's got everything. It's got charity. It's got the nativity. It's got all of these great themes, and yet, you know, it's not accessible because it's cartoon. It's a Japanese cartoon.
But they don't put 3 homeless people on pajama pants and sell them to kids.
Correct.
Oh my
Exactly.
God.
Which, let me tell you, is the one part of Elf that bugs me the most, because on Christmas Day, when my whole family convenes for breakfast, my uncle's family, like at least 2 people on that side of the family, will wear Buddy the Elf pajama pants with the Will Ferrell screaming face on them, and
You gotta love it.
Sorry, condolences.
So yeah, I'm the black sheep of the family who has to wear the Die Hard T-shirt at Christmas. So there's that. But also, I don't know.
My brother's family will probably all show up wearing Christmas Vacation shirts, which is fine.
Yeah, and that's perfectly fine. And honestly, you know what, y'all? It's hell out there. You do you. I really don't care that much. It's just that
do
image.
what keeps you sane, as long as it's not infringing on anyone else.
Yeah, you do you, as long as I don't have to deal with it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't begrudge people for liking this movie. Let's not say that.
Oh,
No,
yeah,
I
it's
really
a lot
don't.
of people's
No.
like it's people are familiar with it. Like a lot of people now have grown up with it. Because I mean, 2003 was almost 20 years ago at this point.
God, I'm so old.
Yeah.
This is it's basically Christmas Stories, but 20 years in advance. Except Christmas Story was better than this, but I'm just saying that because I'm old, I guess.
Right? Yeah. Everything that was around when we were young is always better than the things that came after.
Listen, the early 80s were always going to be better than the early 2000s.
Absolutely.
Oh God, the aughts! I don't know. You're supposed
None
to
of us
like
were even alive in the early 80s.
You were supposed to like the age that you like came of age best, but man, the aughts.
No, the early aughts are now the second worst time in modern human history.
It's so bad. Is the first now?
Yes, Brad. Of course
Okay,
it is.
good. I just wanted to make sure.
You have to ask.
Take a look around
I don't
you,
know why
Brad. We're at the threshold of hell.
Take a look around you. You don't see anybody because you can't leave your house.
I just wanted to make sure we were clear on that.
We haven't heard from Jonathan in a while. Is he okay?
I'm trying to figure out what movie other than this fucking dog shit would actually be a 2000, post-2000, like, addition to the Christmas canon.
I noticed you're actually looking at the Christmas Creeps website. Like,
Because they obviously we watched this tagged on here.
I thought you
I don't
passed out
remember that we
an
watched fucking Christmas Dragon or Millions or...
Oh, God.
Good God.
oh, I remember watching Millions. No, didn't I see the kid that was in that recently and actually, like, recognized him as such?
Maybe.
It was so random. But what did we watch that movie, like, 4 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was episode 5.
Oh my god, like 5 years ago.
You know what's a better Christmas movie than this?
Bone Alone?
Trading Places.
Yeah, it really is. Well, again, Trading Places, like, it's the same as this, though, where at a certain point at the end of the film, they just plain gave up.
Yeah,
because at the end you
still
get
better
like
than this,
yeah,
though.
but you get like the blackface thing and the scene where the gorilla rapes a guy. And
I forgot about all
what?
that shit.
I don't remember this.
You don't.
Yeah, I was imagining Dan
God.
Aykroyd is like, look, either I get a fucking ghost or I get blackface. It's one or the other.
Dan Aykroyd
Let's
is
get
a fucking
let's
weirdo.
maybe get another listener question going here.
Okay, yeah.
Let's get away from this uncomfortable topic.
Hey, we finally, well, not finally, but our last listener question is actually a 4-part question from our friend Booker.
Oh, hell yeah.
So what is your fondest memory of the last 99 episodes?
The last episode.
Was it on this
episode?
The lost episode.
Oh, the lost episode.
The Santa Claus 2 episode.
Was it on this podcast or the previous one, Rust in Peace to that fucking thing, where we got to make fun of Brad for not knowing how Kool-Aid is made?
What?
I do remember
must have
that.
been-
I remember that very clearly.
That must have been our previous podcast, but also I do not have a single inkling of recollection of what you're talking about.
I remember talking about that like in Joe's dining room in his his old apartment.
We were ragging on you because you didn't realize that you had to put sugar in Kool-Aid.
Oh, yeah. I think didn't they sell a version of Kool-Aid that had sugar mixed in with it already? Which is like, how lazy do you have to be? But I think my parents used that version.
Yeah, I think there was, but I think you didn't have that, so you were like, oh, this is bad. I must have done it wrong.
Yeah, the kind with the sugar mixed in already is in the big canister. And if you have a little packet, no, that doesn't have sugar in it.
Yeah, okay.
Didn't you end up making Kool-Aid like not long after because of that?
Oh, I like Kool-Aid all the time. It's just
Jonathan.
like at some point you're just like, man, I shouldn't be drinking this much sugar.
Yeah.
All it is flavored sugar water.
It really is.
Kool-Aid packets are actually really good for dyeing like yarn and fabric and stuff. Because they have citric acid already in them. Because that's basically like one of the big flavorants in Kool-Aid.
I've heard people like pouring them into pickle jars and eating the resulting pickles afterwards.
Yeah, Kool-Aid pickles are a thing. That's like a state fair thing. People dye their hair with Kool-Aid because it's not as like permanent, but still the dye in Kool-Aid to like make it all the different colors is a pretty hardy dye for what it is, and with like the acid acts as like it like fixes it to the fabric.
Fun fact I learned recently that you can do the same thing with hydrangea plants. You can
nice.
You can spray Kool-Aid on hydrangeas and they will soak it up, and it will change the pH in the soil to the point where they will change colors, often to the color of whatever it is you sprayed it with.
That's awesome. I know that people dye flowers by like feeding them basically like colored water, I think.
Yeah, that's
coloring, yeah.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
I remember we used to do that with carnations.
My favorite memory from the whole history of this show, I've got to say, it was the thing that the made-up TV show that I created that I still think about to this day, where we were talking, it was some like Netflix Christmas movie. I came up with a spin-off on Westworld. Where
was it when we watched like the Christmas Prince or something like that?
It was the Christmas Inheritance.
Yeah, that's
it. That one.
Because I remember now, like the week after we talked about that, a Clickhole article came out about Westworld, but being about divorce.
So someone at Clickhole is definitely listening to this show, is what you're saying.
We see you, we hear you.
Yes. Dear Clickhole, can you please introduce me to the Garbage Sons?
Yeah, the Garbage Sons are the best.
Yes, the dreaded Laramie.
Okay.
Lance and Blake.
Any other answers for that question?
Yes. I think it was the first episode that I was invited to, Merry Friggin' Christmas, where I watched it while driving back.
Oh my god, I remember that
session. And then I basically marathoned it from where I live now to my hometown where Joe is, where everybody else is, while watching this on an iPhone. Half watching the road, half watching this movie, and then talking about this movie as soon as I bust into the door, Kramer style, in order to record the first episode that I'm allowed to be on.
Brad, I regret to inform you that the past 91 episodes have all been a figment of your imagination. You're dead now.
Holy shit.
Oh no.
I'm not real?
Oh.
No, this has all been a simulation, and the end of the simulation is the global pandemic. Your brain is shutting down.
Oh,
I've just turned off the lights in the room I'm in just to simulate that.
It's getting dark.
It's all too real now. Goodbye, cruel world.
Oh, alas.
But hey, Booker asked 3 more questions.
Oh, hell yeah. Real talk, just in general, I think my favorite times were when we used to come over and record in person when we were able to.
That was
so fun.
That was always really fun because we would get pretty rowdy.
I one of my favorite episodes still is when you were trying to spring on us that Brad was at your apartment to record about Jurassic World, and I was just like, fuck you, we'll be there in 20.
Yeah.
And it was, because I think I showed up unannounced to record Jurassic World.
Right, because we were prepared to do it via Skype, I think, and then all of a sudden Brad showed up and completely upended the entire afternoon.
Yeah,
That's what I do. But it was a fun time.
It was.
very.
That was
fun.
another good episode too.
Yeah, it was.
Oh boy. So, next question. What is your one wish for the future of Christmas Creeps?
Oh.
In a word, money. I am very bad at monetizing this show.
Patreon.
Yeah, I don't know. We've said before on the show that we're kind of wary about Patreon, mostly because like I don't like the idea of charging people money to listen to this show.
Oh yeah,
Fuck that guy from Pomplamoose.
yeah. Basically, any like income like that, you would want to make like extra content for it.
Yeah,
Just to like go under the hood for a second.
Yeah, and the way we do this show, like that's not happening. That is just
Right.
not in the cards. I mean, we can sell T-shirts with the Christmas Creeps logo, which I love. I would
Yeah.
absolutely make a T-shirt of that, or stickers or something. We could do that, but I'm very wary of charging money to listen to this free product.
Fun fact: the person who made the Christmas Creeps logo worked on The Last of Us 2, didn't they?
Yes, he did.
Yes, he did. Some pedigree there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half serious answer, getting Joe to play Yakuza 0 because it is a Christmas video game.
I make no promises, but okay.
Is that?
And full serious answer, I just appreciate the ability to take some time every 2 weeks in order to have an excuse to drink more than I should.
Fair.
I mean, sometimes you have to take time out to be a dad, but also sometimes you have to take time off from being a dad.
To be a creep.
Yeah.
Brad,
Yes.
Just be a creepy non-dad for a minute.
Brad, take time to be
Yes.
a dad today.
I did. I took a lot of time to be a dad today, okay? Too much.
Zero is not on PS Plus for free, but Yakuza Kiwami was, whatever Yakuza Kiwami was. I know I have
It's a
that.
remake of, that's a remake of 1.
Okay.
But not a Christmas game, I should mention.
Other answers.
As someone who's only on this podcast like once a year, money for Joe because he puts a lot of work into this.
That's true.
And then stupid me decided to start a second podcast, so
Yeah, what the fuck, Joe?
I don't know.
I want more of our favorite punching bags to make Christmas movies, so we have more reason to punch them.
Yeah.
You want Cliffy B to make a Christmas movie?
Man, he used to drive a real stupid car.
He blocked my old account on Twitter because I made fun of his car.
I used to live like my an ex that I was with when I lived in this area worked in like basically the same area that he did, like where the office parks were, over where Epic was.
Oh, you've seen his shitty car?
Just like around, yeah.
I saw an orange Lambo once over there, and I made fun of it. And he said it couldn't have been him because he was on an airplane at the time.
Someone stole his
That's
shitty
why
car.
I told him. I told him, well, I'd hate to be the one to tell you that someone stole your shitty ass car, dude.
Oh my god. And he blocked you for that?
He blocked me for something else afterwards, but yeah.
Okay.
You probably said something exceedingly rude to
My
him
favorite person to get me to block on Twitter is I got Will Wheaton to block me.
because he said, "Shut up, Wesley."
No, I didn't. It was he was complaining about people telling him shut up, Wesley, and just talking about how he had to block a bunch of garbage. And I told him perhaps it is you that is the garbage block.
Oh god.
Oh man.
What are your favorite non-Christmas movies?
Ooh. The Big Lebowski. The Big Lebowski is my favorite movie. Like, it has been for a long time.
So good.
Mm-hmm. Co-signed.
I feel like that makes me like a very simple person, but I fucking love that movie.
My on my Letterboxd page, my 4 favorite films. So in the middle, I've got my 2 quote unquote serious films, The Hudsucker Proxy and Night of the Hunter. But then on the ends, it's Shaun of the Dead and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
Oh, Shaun of the Dead is so good.
I do love me some Shaun of the Dead, but I also cannot deny I love Ninja Turtles so much.
Like scary costume Ninja Turtles, or like
original feature like Jim Henson scary costume Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
oh my god.
Speaking of which, the Turtles Christmas special. We wish you a Turtle Christmas. Love it.
Watch that shit,
Love it.
didn't we?
Also hate it. I love that I
would
own
like
a
to
copy
unsee
of it.
it.
I hate that we watched it for this show.
Yeah, you were talking earlier about like what we wish we could unsee. Honestly, I feel like I've kind of Eternal Sunshine like most of the bad movies that I watched for this.
Yours is a superpower I wish I had.
I think my superpower is just being intoxicated when I watch these.
That's fair. So any other answers, or should I move on to the last question?
Three-way tie
Mm-hmm.
between Hot Fuzz, The Taste of Tea,
Ooh, that's a good one.
and The Grand Budapest Hotel.
That's
Nice.
also a good one.
Yeah.
J-Man?
I love Die Hard with a Vengeance, just because of how much Willis and Jackson are very good being angry at each other. If I just go by what movie I've seen the most, I think, honestly, the movie I've seen the most is probably Tommy Boy.
What a movie!
How can you go wrong with Tommy Boy, dude? Oh, man.
I've never seen Tommy Boy, but I just remember Fat Man in a little coat from
Oh
the
my
TV
God.
commercials.
Karen needs to... John, you need to make Karen watch Tommy Boy tonight.
Right?
Haven't we? I swear I've made you watch Tommy Boy.
You have
before.
not. I have still never seen it.
I know I've put Tommy Boy on while I was doing something.
That doesn't
like
mean I watched it.
cleaning or like fixing something. My middle sister could and probably still can sit there and quote Tommy Boy start to finish from memory.
Wow.
Just straight up recite it.
That's fantastic.
Okay, guys. Final question. And I honestly hate that Booker ended his tweet with this. And I hate that I have to ask you
Because
this
we're going to
question.
talk for 2 more hours.
I don't hate it. I love it.
So, what video games are y'all playing?
None, because you made me talk about fucking Elf.
Final Fantasy 14. I'm in an MMO hole, you guys.
Animal Crossing. I'm still playing Animal Crossing.
I'm getting caught back up in Animal Crossing. Right now my Switch is set to June 26th.
Yeah, I stopped playing Animal Crossing because I started playing FF14.
Yeah, I got kind of burnt out on Animal Crossing. I check in every once in a while.
The problem is that they are very slowly with seasonal events reintroducing shit that should be in there already. Like, it's like, July, now you can dive. It's like, really? I could dive at the beginning of New Leaf.
Yeah.
I feel like a bunch of furniture sets that were in every other version are missing.
Oh, that sucks.
I don't know.
I want to
get
get
that feeling.
I want to
It's
get back
still a
into
great game.
it. I also, like, for a while, too, though, got into blasting through the Picross games and finished all the ones that have come out on Switch, like the main Jupiter series, very quickly.
Now you gotta do Kemono Friends and Overlord.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to find some more Picross games because I just really ripped those ones up. I finished all the puzzles, got all stars on everything in all 5 games. Was it 5 or 4? I can't remember.
Four
Four.
right now. It's
All-
a great
all-
podcast game.
All 4 games. Oh yeah. That's what I did. I was playing that a lot and listening to I was listening to a lot of Not Another D&D podcast. It's a very good podcast.
Hey, speaking of video game specs, I have to have a question related to Elf to ask everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the movie, when we first meet Buddy's half-brother, Michael, he's telling his friends about a video game and all of the stats that he has in it.
Yeah.
And he says,
Yeah, John.
he says, quote, "I've got every weapon in the game, full health, full armor." What the fuck game is he talking about?
Didn't he say all the weapon? For some reason, every time that I've watched this before, I assumed that they were just basically doing like a GTA type thing.
He's playing Metroid. That's what it is. It's Metroid Prime.
Okay,
John-
that could be it.
I was trying to think of a game that had health upgrades and armor upgrades and shit. That's Metroid Prime. That's what it is.
And weapon
And it had come
upgrades.
around that time.
I literally wrote Metroid Prime in my notes. Yes, I agree.
Holy shit.
Nice. I didn't say what I've been playing.
Brad, what have you been playing? I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
I've been playing Catherine Full Body. It's a problematic fave.
All I know about the Catherine games is like the cover basically, and it looks like a super like horny game.
Yeah, like you look at it as like, oh, this game's about titties, right? And like, oh no, I'm climbing up a block tower. What? Where the
It's
titties
very
go?
good. All I want to say is, for everything that you've heard about the game that may be problematic, and that may be true, It's a good game at its core. And
I
there
mean,
is the line later in the game.
Everyone has problematic faves. That's fine.
Yeah, and I quote, "Fucking blocks, I'm gonna climb the shit out of you." That is a line from the game.
That just feels a lot like fucking magnets. How do they work?
It's a very good game. Please seek it out and play it if you have not. There are some issues, some of which have been resolved in the full body version, some of which have been maybe made a little bit worse because Japan, I don't know, whatever. It's a good game.
Yeah, I don't know. I've also been stuck in a Dungeons and Dragons hole because the other games I've been playing have all been like Icewind Dale.
Yeah, and we're
Idle
in
Champions.
we're in 2 Dungeons and Dragons campaigns and also in a Savage Worlds campaign right now. So
Dang.
it's only 2 games a week. The 2 D&D campaigns switch off.
My head is full of dice.
Yeah, but yeah, there's been a lot of that, a lot of D&D. But yeah, you've been playing. John has been playing Final Fantasy 14 with me too.
Nice, that's cool. I've been playing Texas Hold'em poker online with our friend Porter.
Oh, that's fucking awesome!
Yeah, I noticed.
Literally every night for the last 2 months.
Holy shit!
It's been our Discord has been nothing but poker.
Yeah, every night. Every night, just immediately, I will see Joe and then his brother just immediately started playing Providence Poker.
Yep.
That's awesome.
But the best, we've come up with a fake rule. I think I've talked about this before. We've come up with a fake rule for ourselves that has infected our brains to the point where we can no longer play real poker anymore because it will destroy us.
Have you guys really been doing that?
Yes, we have.
Go on.
What have you done?
Tell us.
When you get your pocket cards, if you have pocket 6-9, you have to go all in.
Is that
Nice.
is that account actually yours?
Yes, it is.
I thought it
Damn
was
it.
just an in joke. I didn't know you guys actually had to just basically made an unwritten rule that you do go all in
that's
a pocket 6-9.
The unwritten rule is you have to do it once a night. If you get it, you have to do it.
Is this
That's
like a
lovely.
just a game that you guys play amongst each other, or are you playing like online poker for like money?
No, it's a game called Prominence Poker. It's like I think it's a Russian poker game, but like every day you log in and they give you X amount of fake dollars to play with.
It's funny money that you play with randos, but you can also be at the same table with your friends.
Exactly.
Nice.
And so among the three of us, like if we see one person go all in, we have to make the calculation. Does he have pocket 6-9 or does he actually have good cards?
But then what are the chances like you get pocket 6-9 and then end up getting like a full house
Oh, it happens. It has happened.
or like a flush
It's
or
the
something?
best feeling in the world when you win with pocket 6-9. But that's why we can no longer actually ever go to a real poker table because it will
I
destroy
thought
us.
you were gonna say like if you got a pocket 6-9, you like had to say nice so everyone would know.
Oh, you do.
Oh, you do.
Oh shit! Okay.
and the best is like you can do little emotes for your character in the game. So whenever somebody goes up all in pocket 6-9, like the other two will just start clapping.
Oh, I love this rule. This is so much fun.
It's great. I love it, and it's
They should
also
incorporate that to like into like general poker rules.
the World Tour of Poker or whatever it's called would be so
Yeah.
much better if you had to go all in on 6-9. If it was like
Oh, that would be-
mandated.
It would be so fun.
Fun things are fun. So, ladies and gents, this has been our 100th podcast about Christmas movies, and
This episode wasn't really about a Christmas movie.
I mean, it kind of sort of was about Elf, and you know what? Elf is fine. The last thing we have to do on this show, though, we have to actually rate Elf on our crankometer, which is our patented
Oh.
XY axis for rating Christmas movies. The X axis is the Christmas quotient, how Christmassy a film is, and the Y-axis is how good a film is. So, ladies and gentlemen, how Christmassy is Elf?
I mean, it's pretty Christmassy.
4.
Okay, Brad, explain yourself.
It's about a man who grew up with the Christmas elves at the North Pole, and he has to save Christmas. Not a lot of this would happen without Christmas and Santa.
Okay, my real question is, why the 4? Why not the 5?
It doesn't feel like it's all out Christmassy in some places to me, I would say.
because they kind of phone it in the last bit, I guess.
Yeah, and
like
Although
the
that's
family stuff
That's
is
more
not
quality, but
yeah.
sorry.
I was gonna say the family stuff is just not as like, I don't know.
Yeah, the movie is more about the family stuff than it is about the Christmas stuff.
Yeah, and then also, I don't think we ever actually touched on this when we were still considering having a substantive conversation about Elf. Buddy's biological family, I don't know if they explicitly state it or if they're just coded, but like his family is basically Jewish, right? Like they don't celebrate Christmas, and Buddy like comes in like a maelstrom and basically enforces Christmas on the entire family.
Yeah. Or at least like
And
the
that
Christmas trimmings.
Yeah, that feels kind of gross.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's like a family minding their own business, and like
No,
this
I never
goofball
got the
comes
idea
in
that they were
and forces.
Jewish. I got the idea that they're just Italian as fuck because it's James Caan and that kid is trying to look incredibly Italian as well.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
I'm not sure, honestly.
That's kind of what I got from it, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
They
But anyways, it's a
Yeah.
family that doesn't really choose to celebrate Christmas, and Buddy comes in and forces it on them regardless of their beliefs.
right.
Yeah. I mean,
And
yeah,
then, like, just various other little spits just prevents it from getting the 5. That's all.
let's
Just
see.
a gut.
That's
just a gut
Hey, that's
thing.
fair. I just want to hear the explanation, is all, because we're on a podcast.
Yep. I think that's the most I've actually talked about this movie on this podcast so far.
You know what? Fair. That's totally fair.
You're probably right.
I'm good with a 4. It earns it, and it's fine.
Yeah.
And the soundtrack has a lot of Christmas songs, and it makes you feel good in the right places, and it's all right.
Yeah.
So then the Y-axis, how good is Elf? Really?
Maybe like
It's all right.
maybe like a 1.
That's kind of what I was feeling too.
There were some like good like goofs in
Yeah,
it.
there's some good jokes. Most of those jokes aren't Will Ferrell though. Like Will Ferrell's, he's not bad, but it's kind of like the stuff happening around him tends to be funnier than he is.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember, like, it's also not super memorable, but they're like just some of the like stupid one-off like little like jokes.
I want to see Cal Gass's children's book about a tribe of asparagus that are self-conscious
Oh my
about the way their
God,
pee
yes.
smells.
About how their pee smells.
Yeah, I
What?
like screamed laughing
Yeah,
at that.
probably my favorite moment in the movie was just when the camera first cuts to Andy Richter and KG just sitting there looking portly, basically.
Yeah.
part of the joke is definitely that haha they're fat, but it's still funny just the way they're sitting there just looking so fucking eager. The fact that like basically what happens is James Caan's character brings in his 2 best like writers, and their obsession for how to make a hit Christmas book is hire a different writer, and he's just like, that's brilliant, I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's such a good joke, and I 100% believe that's how book publishing works.
But then they just like he leaves his notebook of ideas behind, and they're just like, "We'll just use this anyway."
We'll steal this intellectual property.
Right? Exactly.
I guess it could go either way. James Caan is Jewish, but he's also Sonny Corleone.
Yeah,
And the kid is either coded as incredibly Jewish or incredibly Italian. I'll say
He's just
'cause
incredibly New York
yeah,
City.
because he's just incredibly New York.
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. I'm gonna have to. I would come down as a 2 on this, because while I don't necessarily hate Elf, it's especially in like as the years have gone on, it's become an incredibly hard film to love because it's just so fucking obnoxious.
It loses so much steam at the end too. Where it just turns into that Jon Stewart joke from like 30 years ago. Like every Christmas movie is just, oh no, Christmas won't happen this year. But wait,
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And I couldn't really like it too, just for like all the food grossness in it. Like food gross out stuff makes me so sick.
Yeah, there's
the
a lot-
gum, the like spaghetti, the big plate of like sweet shit, like all that stuff is just like
I mean,
bugs
the
me.
food grossness and the fact that the relationship is basically just like, I'm going to annoy you until you like me.
yeah,
Yeah. That's aged incredibly poorly.
yeah,
Especially when like it's her character, Zoe's character, is like a person who just hates everything. She's just got that mood about her, and he like forces Christmas and happiness upon her, and it's just
Right.
it doesn't work.
Kind of like the family.
Kinda like the family. I think this the overall like 2003-ness of it kind of grates on me too, because like again, this is like immediately post 9/11. And hey, Ed Asner's in the movie, by the way, if we hadn't mentioned that in an hour and a half. But it's an extremely post 9/11 movie about how great New York City is, which there's like a dozen of those, and they're all a little bit cloying now.
But it also like didn't feel like post 9/11 in some ways. Like it kind of felt like it was trying to be like the 90s still.
Yeah,
A little bit nostalgic.
Kind of downplayed it. Yeah.
There was one weird, it was just like totally stupid, but like when he was trying to get into the building where his dad worked with a box, and like the security guards are just like dragging him out, and like they just like snatch the box and carry it. It's like, that seems like a hard thing to do, like post Columbine, post 9/11. Like if you come into a place carrying a box, then you're like already someone whose security doesn't want there. Like they're gonna think that you have like a bomb or something.
Yeah, exactly. And for that joke to end with like he gifts his dad a what the
fucking
fuck?
negligee.
Fucking negligee.
Lingerie.
Yeah, lingerie.
Yeah.
It's just like,
Yeah.
I get that he doesn't get that. What that things mean,
that
but
was
like,
a good stupid joke though. That actually made me laugh.
Because the reason he picked it up is because it had a sign next to it that says "for that special someone."
yeah. I get that, but I just.
I just
That was a good
joke.
for like as much as we kind of rag on this movie, there are good moments that
The
like
really-
when I think of them, I start laughing. Like the one where he's asleep in the store window and then just wakes up and his dad's there for some reason. He's just like, Dad.
Or a couple times when he almost gets hit by taxis.
Yeah, those are good too.
The one where he actually gets hit by a taxi is wonderful.
Yes,
No,
yes.
yeah, that definitely that.
Okay, so are we in agreement over a 2, or do we want to haggle it down to a 1?
You know, I was kind of hard on it with a 1, but then I just remembered some of the gags that I liked.
Me too,
I'll go up to a
honestly.
2.
Yeah, there are some good gags. Those good gags usually don't directly involve Will Ferrell too much, though.
Yeah.
Some of the other trappings are kind of dated, I would say, is probably the best way to describe them. Overall, we've definitely fucking watched worse.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm good with
for
it
sure.
We still haven't really come around on the question of what is the best post-2000 Christmas movie, though. And I hate to say it, I think it's this.
I think it's Tokyo Godfathers. Didn't that come out after 2000?
You know what? I forgot we said that.
too. Yeah, Brad already had an impassioned response to that earlier.
Yeah, we didn't even get to discuss it. He just said it.
just saying, because you
Shot
know
from
it.
the hip.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
I haven't seen it. I'll have to see it.
You should watch it. It's
Yeah.
an excellent movie.
It's a very good, yes. And that's coming from me.
And Joe
Nice.
does not like anime. He has an allergic reaction to anime, and he thought it was a great movie.
You know, I've like come around more on anime the older I've gotten.
It's weird. Like we were saying earlier that time makes fools of us all. 2020 is the year that I've decided I unironically like Hatsune Miku. It's really
Nice.
weird.
I
I'm gonna
mean-
let that weeb flag fly a little bit.
That's
I
fine.
guess.
I mean, already you love like perfume,
Yes.
you know.
Hey, Brad. I have
Yeah.
some breaking news for you.
She died
No.
at a very young age.
Since HBO Max came out, I've watched 4 Studio Ghibli films in the last week.
Wow.
Had you seen them before?
I had seen Spirited Away before.
Okay.
But like,
what else did you
Howl's
watch?
Moving Castle had not seen.
Mhm.
Ponyo had not seen. Kiki's Delivery Service had not seen.
I haven't actually not seen Kiki's Delivery
But
Service.
I've not seen any
HBO
of
Max
those.
has like 15 Studio Ghibli films on there, and
Very nice.
yeah, there's a ton of them.
Nice.
I know that those are all like considered kind of classics too, but I've never seen any of them.
All right, I decided to try to find a better answer than Elf. I would look on Rotten Tomatoes, and they listed their Christmas movies based on the highest score. The highest score one post 2000 is Arthur Christmas.
It's a decent. It's better. I
Didn't
would
we watch
say
that?
Yeah.
We did.
yes, we
It's
did.
that one's good, but also like when I'm saying best, and I know this is wrong, I'm taking into like account ones that
Like
everybody talks
popularity,
about.
right?
Yeah, popularity.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
ubiquitousness.
Oh, okay. Oh, well then for certain it's Elf.
It's
Yeah.
got to be Elf.
people
Also,
sure as heck aren't talking about Tokyo Godfathers.
This list
or
is
Arthur
garbage,
Christmas.
though. Better Watch Out is a fucking 89% fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomatoes is worthless shit.
The only other one I can think of is Polar Express, and
When did Love Actually come out?
2003.
yeah.
Love
okay.
Actually might be
I'll
the real,
give you that
Love
one.
Actually might be the real answer.
Yeah,
I'll give you that one.
because I know a lot of people that really fucking love that movie too, and that's
Mm-hmm.
a big like holiday movie.
And it has real shitty attitudes about relationships, too, so there you go.
Hey, 2003, everybody.
That's a theme.
So,
Fuck this. Bad Santa's the best post-2000 Christmas movie. Fuck it all.
Yeah. Well, I said that earlier, but I was like, that's more for like, adults.
listen,
Unless you're like really cool parents.
listen, if I could walk around with a t-shirt that says shit happens when you party naked, I would.
Same.
I would love
Definitely.
that printed on like fleece pajama pants.
Oh,
Someone
yeah.
please make that happen.
Yeah.
So I think all four of us were getting ready to try to end the show, and we all interrupted each other.
Oh, I mean, that's been the whole show, right?
That's the Christmas Creeps experience.
Yeah. Especially
That's why you tune in.
Welcome to the Christmas Creeps VR experience. There is no visual aid. It's just a podcast. But you're welcome to
Exactly.
wear a VR helmet if you want.
4 people talking over each other, all trying to end the podcast earlier than everybody else.
we just want to make it stop.
4 people constantly trying to end a podcast for 2 solid hours.
I got some important Final Fantasy 14 to play.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
Well-
Honestly, I need to level up my gatherers.
Well,
I want to go to bed.
I'm trying to end the show, guys. Stop talking. Well, that's been our 100th episode. Thank you so much for listening to us. If you've listened to us at all, thank you once again. If you've listened to us from the beginning, from episode 1, you're my favorite person ever.
What
But
the fuck?
yeah, what the fuck are you doing with yourselves? Thank you, by the way. But yeah,
Hey, be nice to Booker.
we love you, Booker, and we hope you're doing well out there.
Shout outs to Booker.
Yeah, stay
Your
safe.
hero.
Elf on our crankometer, by the way, lands at a 4.2. So there you go. But yeah,
Nice.
until next time, there will be a next time, I think, as far as I'm aware.
Unless the whole planet just gets wiped out.
Yeah, unless Melancholia happens, we're going to be back, and we'll be talking about some more Christmas movies. So until then, you can get at us on Twitter at Christmas Creeps. Go to facebook.com/Christmas Creeps and like us there. Follow us on iTunes or Stitcher or YouTube. Wherever you get podcasts, we are there. Leave us a star rating and a review. Tell friends about the show. Do all the fun stuff you know you're supposed to do. And we'll see you next time. Do we want to call a shot for our next episode?
Oh, God. I hadn't even thought about it.
Oh.
Should we keep the hits rolling and just do Polar Express?
Oh, God. Yeah.
No, I want to watch a talking dog movie, like some Santa Buddies bullshit.
There's Puppy Star Christmas.
Yes.
Got that one on the dome piece.
Happy fucking birthday to me.
Get wrecked.
No, it's gonna be Joe's birthday next. I feel like
Yeah.
Joe should choose,
No.
but you wanted us to call a shot.
Joe, I got you a present. I won't be on unless we want to be our Christmas.
I hate you guys so much. Okay, I guess we're doing Puppy Star Christmas next time, everybody. So, hey, get ready for that.
I can't believe it.
Listen,
I love
I'm
it.
going to call your fucking bluff. You're going to have to watch it with me. You asses. Anyway, this has been episode 100 of Christmas Creeps. I've been Joseph Wade. I will soon shed this name and this mortal soul for parts unknown. But until next time, friends, stay safe out there. Stay hydrated. Merry Christmas.
Wear a mask.
Wear your fucking masks. Don't go
Yeah.
outside.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Happy Christmas. Happy Christmas.